Hello and welcome to this presentation where we will have a look at how you can use something called Slideshare and how you can monetize it. Let's have a look at how Slideshare can be your marketplace. But first, let me introduce me. My name is Odd-Helge Veding. I've been looking for ways to earn money online for some years now, looking for ways that I would use in my business and to see what's out there, how things are working, and along the way I've learned a lot of stuff and I want to present some of this for you. And we are starting now with this Slideshare, how Slideshare can be your marketplace. Well, Slideshare is a social media website where you can upload any presentation and make it available to the whole world. There are somewhere around 80 and 110 million visitors on this site looking for exactly what they want. And if you know anything about people who want exactly what they want, who knows exactly what they want, you probably know that when they find it, they go for it. And that's where you, yes, you, get in the picture. You have already, of course, established your presentation on a subject where you are the expert. Or you're so good at making the presentation that it looks like you are the expert. Notice the difference? Yeah. You already know that people are searching for everything on internet. So whatever you're good at, you can make a presentation on that subject and upload it to Slideshare. Some of those between 80 and 110 million visitors share your interest. I'm quite certain, and if I could, I would guarantee it. Okay, so if this sounds good to you, you want to pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, and if you are the one thinking that creating a presentation is the last thing on earth that I would do, you should really pay attention to see how this works, because you don't have to create it. There is always an easier solution. And just give me a few seconds here. So let's have a look at next step. Now, there are a few things you want to be aware of, and one of them is how people find your presentation and go for it instead of someone else's. Of course, this has to do with the way you get their attention. You should definitely be clear on the subject and at the same time make sure that they understand that you have the best presentation. To create that, you can use free or paid tools, and you will find them with a quick search on internet. There are 3 or 4 software solutions that are very popular. 2 of them are free, one is online and the other needs to be downloaded. So there's a choice to do there. When it comes to the paid versions, you may not need to pay for them because you may already have them. If you are using a Windows computer, you probably have access to PowerPoint. You see, if you don't need the full suite of Microsoft 365 tools, you can access a number of its apps online for free, including Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. PowerPoint is also available for Mac products, but then it comes with a price. You need to have a Microsoft Office 365 trial or subscription in order to use PowerPoint on your computer. The best choice for a Mac user is something called Keynote, which is known to make great slide presentations, and it comes free with a Mac. And I've also heard it's free with iPhone and iPad, and a lot of people are very satisfied with the results they are getting from Keynote. Now, the 2 free ones are Google Slides and OpenOffice. You may have heard of them. To get access to Google Slides, you just create yourself a Gmail account, and that's it. When you go to the drive or disk, you just click on the plus, and you can choose to make a slide presentation or a document if you want. You can use both as presentations. It's up to you to make those choices. Both versions work very well. Now, OpenOffice is an open source solution. This means that it has been created to be a freeware by people who wanted to make a free version as a competitor to PowerPoint and Keynote. The program works in many ways like PowerPoint. But there are a few differences and a couple of things that PowerPoint does better. Well, my opinion, you may check it out yourself. But then again, it depends on what you intend to do with your presentation. Yeah, I know. Some of you may not need any of them at all. Just keep the spirit high here, because I'll present you something awesome in a few seconds. But first, if you see the potential in using one of these programs, listen carefully, because here is what you need to do. Now you know what to look for. So if you know what you are the expert on, you should create an account on Slideshare and have a look at the competition. Why? You'll know why soon. Here's what you do. Search for the natural topics that you would search for if you were looking for the answers to your expertise. Why? Well, there are two things you are looking for. The first one is how many others have already their presentation out there, and the other is how they approach it. Now that you have an idea about your competition, you also have the possibility to study what they write about and how they tell the story or show how it works. Well, since you are the expert, you can also tell what they leave out and use that as your approach. That's cool. What? Yeah. So that way your presentation will be interesting in addition to the others and not just another one. See the difference? I hope so. This is what we call standing out. So your next step is, of course, to create a presentation, and since you already know what the others are doing, you can make it better. What we have been talking about so far is called research. Doing your research is important for several reasons. One, as we've already talked about, you do want to know what your competition talk about. And two, you also want to know what they leave out. And three, if you see there are, let's say, 500 people with huge presentations on the subject, you may want to find another angle to the problem with less competition. So these are the three main reasons why you want to do that research before you start making your presentation. And yes, now that we have figured this out, we start making our presentation. Okay, if you are using a script where you talk about what you are the expert on, you should bear in mind how the others have presented it. Make sure that your good point, the one the others don't mention, is clear and the goal for the people finding your presentation. Let me repeat that. Make sure that your good point, the one the others don't mention, is clear and the goal for the people finding your presentation. You may even use some of the things they did as a template for your presentation, right? Now, when you have created your presentation, you should have a link where they can get in touch with you if that is what you want, or you give them an email address or a link to a website. You can link to anything you want. And one of the benefits here is that you can get people to buy your service or product to get to a quicker solution. Now you have now you have everything you need for making something that can give you visitors and customers to whatever you want. So this can be the beginning of your online success if you haven't started already. So if you have started and you are about to get successful and all that, it can be the new free source of income. So that is really your choice depending on where you are on your ladder of your success. Well, hey, before you go, there's always an easier solution. And no, I didn't forget. This is especially for you who didn't think you could make a presentation. What I'm about to tell you now will blow your mind, because you don't have to do any of this. You can actually create your presentation without creating your presentation, and then you upload it to Slideshare. I'm just mentioning it. And no, I'm not crazy. My name is odd. That's weird, I know. But that's, to me, it's just odd. And it sounds crazy. Yes, I know. I know absolutely everything about that. So, how is it possible that you can create without creating and upload something you didn't create? That's the right question, right? It is very simple, and everyone can do this simply because all you need is a link. Of course, there's a software for this. And even better, you don't have to download it. It's a website app where you log in, you drop your link, and then click on a button. Your presentation will then be built for you with your link, and it's ready to be checked and uploaded. You do want to see what you created before you upload it, but then you sit back and relax, or you start creating a new one. This could take you about a minute or so after you set this up, which is more or less done for you. So if this is what you're looking for, just click the link in the description and you will learn all about how this works. Now, if you feel ready to start a manual way, you can start right now, but before you go, I just want to tell you that you can also create your manual presentation, everything from writing the script to finding the picture easily and upload those. And also have a bunch of templates to choose from. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel unless you want to. So everything is inside this website app. I just wanted to mention that. Either way, if you go for the manual solution, make sure you have fun with your creation and use the tips I mentioned. They will absolutely help you out. And if you find a button solution more interesting, you find a link to a presentation of the button solution somewhere below this presentation. And either way, make sure you get your customers and make your money while you're at it. I wish you an awesome day, and if you find the time, you're welcome to subscribe, like, love, and share this presentation. And if you know someone who could benefit from these tips, share it with them. They'll be happy, and happiness is a good thing, and you could actually get happy too. So I wish you a wonderful day and enjoy every second.